Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. So in today's video I thought we could talk about the blunderbuss. This is an exciting new weapon that the devs have said would be coming to the PTR most likely in January. There has been a ton of speculation as to what it will play like based on a few comments the devs have made. They made it pretty clear that it was going to be a short-range weapon, which would make sense based on how a blunderbuss works in real life. People keep equating it straight to a shotgun, and yes, it was similar, but in fantasy, it has in the past had other utility, and I am really thinking they are going to be leaning more in that direction. I don't know why, but I have a feeling, and I will explain how I imagine it being played. First, I've seen a lot of talk about whether this will be a handgun or a rifle-style gun. I think 100% we can assume it will be a rifle. The reason I think this is because New World loves naming things with some flair, and the handgun version of a blunderbuss in the real world was not called a blunderbuss, it was called a dragon, and is in fact the weapon that was used by the dragoons and how they got their name. So I think that if they planned to add that style of weapon, they definitely would have jumped on naming it a dragon cannon or hand dragon or something with more flair than just a blunderbuss. At least that's my thoughts on that. Second, I believe that this weapon will scale off of strength. Nothing else, just strength. And I know a lot of people have been speculating dex and intel, like the musket, but I don't think they would make it that straightforward. Also, I know they made a comment in regards to it being played with staffs, and making it seem like this may be a hint at how it may be played and what it may scale off of. But I think this was a misleading comment. It made people immediately jump to believe it would be intellect. However, I think this is a wrong assumption. And yes, I may be completely wrong, but I think they were hinting at a new take on the paladin build, like life staff blunderbuss. This may sound crazy, but it could also make sense. A lot of the blunderbuss abilities have already been data mined, and they are things like net shot, vortex shot, splitting grenade, and stuff like that. They do not sound like high yield damaging abilities. They sound like CC abilities to me. Even the splitting grenade, based on its name and by looking at the other skills available, sounds to me like a grenade that will split a group up, knocking them apart from one another. I am sure it will do damage as well, but my point is, it is really feeling like the first true support weapon. Even when you look at the weapon ability icons that we have already seen, they all give a real feeling of crowd control and support. A claw that you can shoot out and pull someone back to you, this one looks like. This one, clearly a net gun. This one, mines. Or this one, barbed wire. And mortars. All sorts of things leading me to have this feeling reaffirmed. So it is my thought that it would serve not only as a secondary role for a dedicated healer to be a CC support or ability to protect themselves, but also would work for a great axe hammer user as a secondary weapon to knock back overwhelming attackers or lock down runners or range DPS. If it does scale off of dual attributes, even in this case, I think it will still be strength, but also maybe constitution. I can't fully explain why, but I have a very, very deep feeling this is how it is going to be, and take a lot of people off guard. I know, of course, I could be completely wrong. It could very well be as simple as another weapon that scales off intellect, but I just don't think so. Even if you interpret what they say as it playing well with a fire staff, I still think it is as a support weapon, for the same reasons I listed above. And if they were hinting at a fire staff synergy, I don't think it is in terms of something as simple as attributes. Potentially, some of the shots apply burning, or a fire debuff, weakening the target to fire for you. Then you finish them with your fire abilities from your fire staff. Anyway guys, that's just my theory crafting while we wait. What do you guys think? Am I completely reading it wrong, or do you think that you might agree? Let me know in the comments. I may very well be completely wrong, but it is fun to play this stuff out in our imaginations beforehand in anticipation of release. So please share your thoughts, I'm always interested. In any event, we will be finding out very soon, and I for one am very excited for a chance to play with a weapon like this, however it scales. I am also very excited for the release of the Mutations, although I do think they may be a lot different than people imagine as well. People seem to be equating them to heroic and mythic type dungeons in World of Warcraft. But from the description they gave, saying that you will have affixes that apply weekly, and you will progress throughout the tiers each week playing multiple times per day, trying to progress, with special rewards at the end that will offer benefits for the other types, or that type, depending. This to me sounds a lot more like Torghast, or even the Mage Tower. But again, who knows? The main thing I am doing though to prepare for this is gathering all of the resist gear I can get my hands on, even the Christmas set. It is not the best, but it does offer great resists. Or if you have access to timeless shards and know an armorer or you are one yourself, I would start crafting 580 plus gear with controlled attributes and use of the resist perks for different categories, like resist corruption, blight, fire, ice, whatever. Make multiple sets and have them on hand for whatever may be awaiting you each week. This won't be the best possible gear, but it will serve as very strong entry level gear, which will pave a smooth highway for you to be one of the first players to have some of the high gear score resist gear with unique skins that these will offer as rewards. And from the description they gave, this will be what the rewards will be: high resist gear with unique skins, but we will have to see. We already have a data mined list of the potential mutations. This may not be a complete list and a lot of them may have changed, but in the past we have seen that not a lot changes from the data mines to when it goes live. These are the Barbaric Mutation, Censored, Desiccated, Eternal, Fiendish, Frenzied, Hellfire, Icebound, Indomitable, Oppressive, Overgrown, Savage, Storm, Hellfire, Magus, and Windstorm. We do not know exactly what these are, of course, but we can use this information along with a couple of lines taken from the data mine. If you run out of curse resistance, you will drop a silent zone that detonates, dealing damage to players and creatures. Curse resistance is shared among all members of your group, along with some of the hints that the devs gave in their update roadmap conversation, and it seems pretty straightforward. We will need different gear depending on the week and the unique rotation, that's for sure. Also, from them alluding to strategy and to the wording of this data mine tooltip, I also think we have to use the specific mutation in such a way as to take it from disadvantage to advantage, like a party keeping track of the detonate timer on this particular one and having them use it as a weapon. Because you will notice in the tooltip it says it will damage the players as well as the creatures in the blast zone. So figuring out how to weaponize the debuffs without killing your party will be an interesting mechanic for sure. Anyway guys, I just thought we could have a little talk about some of the exciting things to come. So if you have any thoughts, comments, ideas, or even if you completely disagree with me, please feel free to leave a comment. I, as always, love reading what other people are thinking, and often you guys come up with theories I never even considered. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.